Beep, bop, beep. Beep, bop, beep. I need to get mounted cameras like Farming at 4G has, where he's got them mounted, and like Bagwell Farms and all them guys, they somehow have the camera mounted back up. I was talking to Farming at 4G about that fancy Massey, and so far he said that that thing's holding up real well. Absolute beautiful machine, other than some of the emissions troubles. And yep, I hear ya. But we were chatting. I was chatting with some AGCO people, and that the Challenger 1000 and the 700 series have that fancy new cab. And so when they bring that cab design down to the smaller tractors, oh, John Deere and Case IH aren't even going to exist anymore. They got a lot of catching up to do as is, but boy, oh boy, you give me a cheap little cattle tractor with that cab on there, I don't care if it's got a gear mesh 12-speed, 8-speed. I'll take a gear shift 8-speed with that cab, oh, every day. Not complaining about this cab though. It's better than coming out here with the 4020 open station and getting bales on the 3-point. Got good heat. Good heat. Power too. D2 tack is broke, but we'll idle it right down. D2. You just dump the clutch and away you go. Pump it to D3. Dump the clutch. You can't. You can't kill these old motors once you get rid of that aneroid. Oh boy. There we go. We got her to pop open. I can stab that little get after it. They're like little puppy dogs. Gonna set him down and smear him against the ground a little bit, and that kind of breaks up the bale. There comes the last one. Boom! Take the fork and I run right down the edge of the bale. Bale turns and it gets broke apart because the other pallet fork. That goofy steer. There you go, buddies. There you go. They'll wear themselves out hitting that thing. Ah, to be young again. Who needs a 3-point bale unroller? You got 4-legged unrollers right there. Look at, they knocked that building out the steers when we used to have this lot full of steers. they go scratch against the building, and they literally just tore the building right apart. So yeah, well, let's go drop one on the ground for the cows so they can eat it up, and I can keep building my compost and manure pack out here. So even if they don't, just because they eat it, they still poop it out, so I still get a manure pack pile going. Told one of the old guys in the area, brown bale guys, they'd always drop them. That busts that wrap free from the bale. Pick it up. Try again. See all the ice on the ground. Look out, lady. Oh, she kind of dampens that one, but yeah, that loosens up and it gets that chunk of ice off the top big time for us, and it really does make a difference. We'll agree with Ben Vesser. He had said that people had told him that cattle don't need dry hay. Dad had 50-some years experience of finishing Holstein steers, and of course, on the Holsteins, you use the rolled high moisture corn on the stuffer. They never went without corn. We did the Land O'Lakes Doughboy program. The big difference between what he was doing and what a lot of the other guys were doing is we took the stemmy sweepings from the milk cows and gave to the steers you're trying to finish. You look at a lot of the I don't know how many scientists will agree with it, but there's something about that rumen, by that stemminess poking inside the rumen, it activates something. It does something. We're farmers. We don't know what it does. But with 50 years experience of selling cattle off this farm at a very good premium, there used to be days we got almost as much for our Holsteins as coloreds because of the finish on them. And a lot of it we credited to was that we used sweepings there, and then we had the dairy quality stemmy small squares that every 10 guys like him would get maybe two flakes a day to divide up between them. So not many pounds, but just enough to activate that rumen in there. There's something about that dry stemmy stuff to get that rumen going. And then also like these cows or like these guys here, that this dry hay slows down. So if all I do is feed baleage and corn, you don't see them laying down very much chewing their cud. But as soon as I bring dry hay, when they got dry hay to nibble on, same thing this summer. When they had all that lush feed out there, as soon as I started bringing some dry hay to them, then you saw that they were bedded down, chewing their cud, and that's when they're putting on weight, is when they're just laying there basking in the sun with their eyes closed, just chewing their cud. That's when they're going to get fat. And so you bet that dry stuff, I'll agree with Ben every day of the week, and I think I can find 900 dairymen out there to agree with me, because look at all the hot dairy rations. What do you do when you got a hot dairy ration that's going to make a lot of milk? Sometimes you might throw a little straw in there with it, some cotton seed for some fiber or something, just to slow it down through their track so it don't just out the back end. If it's all out the back end, not much is getting to them. And so yeah, there you go. There's my 2 cents on defending Ben. And so, all right, guys, well, let's go unload the oxygen tank. And I don't know what, I kind of farted around a lot today. I'm not sure.